I'm going to tell you on a personal note, in the 2 years that I've been Main Street Director for the City of Bowden, I've gotten to know a lot of people that I didn't know before. And I've come to have some very favorites. And I have to tell you that Mike Steed is one of my all-time favorite Bowden folks. And I'll tell you why. It's because he loves Bowden. He wants to see the best for Bowden. And that's just, he's very special to me. And so I'm so glad that you're all here tonight to help us to honor him. I want to recognize a group of folks that are also very special to Mike, and that's our group that's here from Kids Peace. I know that they are very close to Mike's heart and very dear to him, so we want to thank them for being here tonight, as well as all of you. We have several people that have helped us to make this evening possible, and I want to just mention those. I want to say a quick thank you to Tom and Patsy Upchurch for their support in making this evening possible, and also to Mr. G.W. Rogers, who has been helping me and been with me through for several months now as we've talked about this project and what we wanted to do for Mike. I also want to say thank you to all the folks at the City of Bowden, all the employees and council folks that have supported our idea from the very beginning. Also, thank you to the Steed family and to the Steed brothers for putting together this free concert that I know you're going to enjoy. I got to hear them warming up, and so it's going to be really great. But the biggest thank you goes to Mike, because we're all here because of him. We're here because of all the things that he's done for Bowden and all the vision that he's had for many years for Copeland Hall and the things that he's done. And so we're very happy to be here. And I'm going to turn the program over to Mr. G.W. Rogers. He's got some stories to tell. He knows Mike pretty well, and they go way back, so he's got some stories he's going to share.
The other microphone works. Is it working? No. We use this. One night when we were having a program here, the sound went out completely, and Mike just kept it going. Said you can't stop. Yeah, everything just went out. And then we did a couple of shows with no air conditioning here, which was a lot of fun. We had big units outside and pumping air in here, and we made it work. There was no way we couldn't make it work, and because of Mike. And Mike, you draw a good crowd here. I don't know if you owe them all money or not, but they came out to see you, and for a good reason. I work with Mike in the Sonoma Club and concert series, like a lot of people in this room, and he taught me a lot. He taught me how to deal with people. He taught me how to make mistakes in front of folks, and it didn't hurt as long as they didn't throw anything. And he pulled jokes on me. One of the best ones was one night when I was up here trying to get the crowd going and getting everybody to settle down. And before we started, I said, Mike, call me on my cell phone when I'm up here talking, and that'll remind everybody to turn their phones off. So he was up there in the sound booth at that time. He and Phil Coley talking about all kind of mess. And I was starting the introduction, and the phone rang, and I picked it up. As soon as I answered the phone, I said, hello? He said, your pants are unzipped. You can hear him laughing all the way up. Because I can tell you, he does this during a performance, doesn't he? He'll slip a joke in to see if he can trip you up or anything. But Mike Steed has been a lot to this community. The Steed family has been a lot to this community, as you know. Copeland Hall wouldn't be the success that it has been without Mike. Mike did a lot of work behind the scenes. He had a lot of contacts in the music industry. He's well respected in the music industry. It's amazing the people that would come on the stage and talk about him, and talk about his family, and talk about what he meant to them. And I just kind of count it as an honor to get to work with him. He tried to teach me how to book these acts, and I didn't have it in me. I just couldn't do it. And so it fell back on him again. But I don't know if he got the acts here because of his connections or because of Cheryl's cooking. Because there's people would come several times, and the first thing they will know is what you're going to cook, what you're going to provide for us. We even had one group at one time that said they wanted some pickled okra and somebody brought him a jar of pickled okra. You know, there's connections in this town. You just got to know where they are. But Mike is an accomplished musician. He's an accomplished philanthropist. I got it out that time. I can say it, yeah. Give away money, yeah. But I don't know if you know that he's an accomplished author. There's some books out front that Mike authored and very illustrated, very nice. It's Cooking with Lard. It was the number one on the number one bestseller list in Opp, Alabama for a day and a half. But the music that Mike has brought us and his family has brought us will bounce off these walls for years. And I think at this time, Mayor Chapin, just going to present the plaque to you. But I do want to say that there was a little mistake. When we started talking about this a year ago, my idea was for you to sign the Copeland Hall stall. And they said, they thought I said stage, and so they just took the life of the phone. And that's why it's here. So when the program is over and we move out to the lobby, there's a magic marker for you, and you go in and sign the stall. Mayor Chapin, please.
At this time, I'd like to recognize Michelle Morgan, our newly elected chairman of the Carroll County Commission. Please come forward.
My shirt surprise is gone now. Mine is white.
I need the light more than I need the money.
Here you go.
Now I need somebody's glasses. Yes, that's good. Michael P. Steed. Whereas Michael P. Steed, having graduated from Bowden High School, attended Mercer University, and then obtained a bachelor's degree from the University of Georgia, with an improbable major in economics and zoology. And whereas Michael P. Steed then achieved success in textile manufacturing, the restaurant industry, and as a musician. And whereas Michael P. Steed contributed mightily to the Carroll County community through his work with the Bowden and Carroll City County Hospital Authorities, the Tanner Health System, and as a director of several banks, with Kids Peace as a director and chairman of the Carroll County Chamber of Commerce, and as a director of the Georgia Chamber of Commerce, and as a director of Carroll Tomorrow, and with the University of West Georgia Foundation and the West Georgia Airport Authority. And whereas Michael P. Steed has achieved recognition for his good works through induction into the Atlanta Country Music Hall of Fame, a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Atlanta Society of Entertainers, and by having named Carroll County Small Business of the Year and Carroll County Citizen of the Year. And whereas Michael P. Steed is an accomplished author, having written a weekly syndicated newspaper column for 14 years, and having authored or co-authored various trenchant and witty publications, including the acclaimed Cooking with Lard. Now, when I first read this yesterday, I thought it was Cooking with Lord, and we made a mistake. And whereas Michael P. Steed has put his sense of humor, his affability, and his even-handedness to excellent use as a volunteer mediator in the magistrate court for the past 10 years, and whereas Michael P. Steed is a dedicated family man whose legacy has furnished immeasurably by his wife Cheryl and his 5 children and 12 grandchildren. Now, therefore, on behalf of the citizens of Carroll County and the Carroll County Board of Commissioners, I do hereby recognize Michael P. Steed for giving unselfishly of his time and service to our community. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of Carroll County to be affixed this 7th day of September 2019. Michelle Morgan, Chairman, Carroll County.
No, it's fine. Unlike Michelle, I do have my glasses. Before I present this plaque tonight, I've received a letter in my hand that I want to read to the audience. It's from the governor of Bryan County, state of Georgia. And it reads, to Michael Steed, greetings.
On behalf of the state of Georgia, I want to extend my best regards to you and the city of Bowden as the stage of Copeland Hall is dedicated and named in your honor. I would like to recognize your selfless involvement in the community, and there is no doubt that West Georgia is a better place because of you. A husband, father, business leader, musician, and so much more. You are truly somebody who deserves to be celebrated this weekend and always. I want to wish the Steed brothers and friends luck as they take the Mike Steed stage at Copeland Hall to perform in your honor. I am sad that Marty, the girls, and I cannot be with you all to watch the performance, but our thoughts and prayers will always be with you. Sincerely, Brian Kent. And in addition to this, I have a plaque here that we prepared in City Hall for you. And it reads, the City of Bowden, Georgia, presented to Mike Steed with sincere appreciation for many years of dedication and service to Copeland Hall in the City of Bowden, September 7, 2019. And I have one other little tidbit just to add to this. Many of you don't know, I've never announced it in public. Thank you, Mike. But Mike had a significant role in me becoming involved in city politics. Now, when I ran for council 8 years ago, Mike sent me a campaign contribution. But as it turned out, I didn't have to use it because I didn't have an opponent. But I can assure you that it'll remain with me for the rest of my life. What it is, it's a signed $2 bill. We'll now have Noah Steed come forward to. Not yet.
You give me a chance to respond to all this crazy festivity. Please excuse my voice. I'm going to get my real one back pretty soon. I had a little bit of a health ambush about 3-4 weeks ago, and I'm temporarily sounding like this. But I want you to know that I sincerely appreciate this honor. I would tell you, had anybody asked me, I would have said this should be the Sertoma stage, not the Mike Steed stage. Sertoma Club and all the wonderful people that I can't even begin to name them all, who let me be the concert chairman, I guess because I picked in a bluegrass band for 43 years and knew some entertainers. But we had a great time here, and I'll tell you, Bowden has a treasure in this building because the acoustics in this room are as good as any you'll find anywhere. And you have a sloped floor, you have a line of sight, and it's only 16 rows deep. So imagine what you pay for row 16 at the Fox Theater. And it's one of the best listening rooms you'll ever find. And that's not my opinion, that's the entertainers who travel all over this country, and they came here to a man. They said, this is a wonderful room. And the Sertoma Club, perhaps our concert series may have been a victim of our own success, because we had about an 8 to 10 year run out of 12 that we were the kind of the only game in town, and other people noted our success here. And we have other venues available to us now, which is great for people of West Central Georgia to see quality entertainment at a mostly affordable price. That was our goal, and to bring good quality entertainment. And I don't know if you know this, but the Sertoma Concert Series, over its tenure, put over $150,000 back into this community. It was not for profit for anybody, and funded a lot of things that had no funding sources. And for that, I am most happy. And for that, I think it should be the Sertoma stage. But I got to tell you, I like this. Thank you very, very, very much.
Thank you very much. I just wanted to set the tone for the evening. Start us off on a good note. Actually, I really did that so I can lay claim to having delivered the first ever musical performance on the Mike Steed stage. So the second act, the Steed brothers, they're pretty good too. But seriously, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming here tonight. Let me fix this. As you've heard, Copeland Hall does have a rich history as a live entertainment venue. And while we're here, we're all here to celebrate that. We're also hopeful that this event tonight can reinvigorate interest in bringing more events to appear here on the Mike Steed stage. Usually, with free entertainment, you sort of get what you pay for. Honestly, not everyone realizes. Of course, tonight is going to be an exception to that rule, obviously. But I want to let you know there is a bucket out in the lobby where you can contribute to Bowden's efforts to bring more live music and other cultural events to Copeland Hall. Please take advantage of the opportunity and be supportive. It helps our town in a lot of ways to draw people here to gather and be entertained. The city invites you to help us get this restarted, and we will leverage your contributions to serve our local community. Now let's get ready for some bluegrass. For the true inaugural performance on the Mike Steed stage, please make welcome the Steed brothers.
Let me tell you about the guitar. 1976, bicentennial, limited edition Martin D76. That is Pop's guitar. And he played it everywhere. All over, everywhere this guitar has been. But I put new strings on it today. And
Sounds good.
it just decided the air conditioning wanted to pull it out a little bit. So anyway. Okay, sounds good, Dad. That's a good sounding guitar. So we're glad to have this opportunity to perform on the Mike Steed stage. Of course, you know, we're proud of our dad. And I was going back and looking at the scrapbooks. Cheryl has kept a meticulously organized scrapbook for all the performances that the Sertoma Club sponsored, and Dad and Cheryl both worked so hard to promote and organize, and you know, everything from press releases to, you know, fried chicken to pickled okra to making sure all the sound was set and the stage was set and the contracts were signed and the artists were vectored in. I was looking at the scrapbook and realized that we were the first band that played on this stage with you. So,
That's right.
along with some of our friends who are here tonight that you'll hear
And the
from later.
Fairfield Four keeps calling, wanting to know if Cheryl will cook for them some more.
So, anyway, we'll get it going here. We're going to do this configuration that you see here on the stage is the Steed Brothers with the esteemed James McKinney on banjo. Give James a hand.
This is pre-applause for James. You'll understand why you're doing that in a little bit. And our sister from another Mr. James Baxter on the bass.
So we're going to do some old familiar favorites and throw back to some Bullsboro music that we both had the opportunity to play in that band with our dad for actually a long time. And here's one of those old Bullsboro hits. Frisco, I can see you in the shadows of my mind, like a lost and ancient memory of a past I left behind.
Late at night when shadows fall, seems I hear the tugboats calls I used to in my memories as a lad. Watching steamers come and go and hoping that I soon would grow to be a Frisco skipper like my dad.
Frisco, I can see you in the shadows of my mind, like a lost and ancient memory of the past I left behind.
Late at night when shadows fall, seems I hear the tugboats calls I used to in my memories as a lad. Watching steamers come and go and hoping that I'll soon go to be a Frisco skipper like my dad.
Frisco, I can see you in the shadows of my mind, like a lost and ancient memory of the past I left behind.
Get it, James?
Frisco, I can see you in the shadows of my mind, like a lost and ancient memory of the past I left behind. Frisco.
Thank you. I'll build me a fire, cook that old hair, and roll him in the flames and make him burn. Have a feast here tonight while the moon's shining bright, and find myself a place to lie down, to lie down, to lay down. Find myself a place to lie down. Have a feast here tonight while the moon's shining bright, and find myself a place to lie down. Well, going up the track with a coat ripped up my back and soles on my shoes are nearly gone. Just a little ways ahead, there's an old farmer's shed, and that's where I'll rest my weary bones. Weary bones, weary bones, weary bones. That's where I'll rest my weary bones. Just a little ways ahead, there's an old farmer's shed, and that's where I'll rest my weary bones. Weary bones, weary bones, weary bones, lazy bones. That's where I rest my weary bones. Just a little ways ahead, there's an old farmer's shed, and that's where I rest my weary bones. Thank you.
Come on, set it up. Yeah. Here's one I wrote a few years ago. Once I had a love, she had a love, we had a love, and now we don't. Once I had a dream, she had a dream, we had a dream, and now it's gone. If I had my way, had my way, had my way, she would be here. We would be here singing a song. Running through a dream, I couldn't find my way out. She backed me in the corner, had a hold of me, no doubt. That woman was so pretty, and her loving was so fine, but I wouldn't let her catch me, left it hanging on the vine. Once I had a love, she had a love, we had a love, and now we don't. Once I had a dream, she had a dream, we had a dream, and now it's gone. And if I had my way, had my way, had my way, she would be here. We would be here singing a song. All my education, I can't count the books I read. Well, you think I would have listened to the words that she said? Holding on to freedom, Lord, I didn't have a clue. And I lost the one that loved me, now she's with somebody new. Once I had a love, she had a love, we had a love, and now we don't. Once I had a dream, she had a dream, we had a dream, and now it's gone. If I had my way, had my way, had my way, she would be here, or we would be here singing a song. Once I had a love, she had a love, we had a love, and now we don't. Once I had a dream, she had a dream, we had a dream, and now it's gone. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Not only did he write that song, he arranged it as we were playing it. It was very good.
Yeah. We just started and stopped together, so.
All good. That's the biggest thing. And I'm going to tune now.
Yeah, I was totally also feeling that.
That's a nice way of him saying it. It sounded like there was more than one mandolin player up here.
No, it was me. That's why I got all.
It was him the whole time. I'm sorry to tune in the microphone, but otherwise, y'all are just listening to his tune. And I have 8 strings, so we're going to be here a while. I'd like to thank y'all for coming. I had a hard time getting backstage because I kept seeing people I know, and
It's like a family reunion.
it's like a big old family reunion, and
Some of us are kin, some of us just want to be.
not just Bowden folks. We've got folks from all over here, but it's neat for us. And as Zach said, we're proud of Dad, and I'm thankful for the gift of music, which I think the mayor and Councilman Steed over there oversold the Steed brothers a little bit, but we hope y'all will enjoy it. And I think it's time to
Our award-winning banjo player.
do as Pop says and turn our banjo player loose on one.
Turn him loose. The Remington Ride.
James McKinney, ladies and gentlemen.
If you like that, we got even more banjo stuff coming. More banjo players coming.
Indeed. There's got to be some banjo jokes at some point. You know, I've been playing bluegrass music for a long time, and I can honestly say this to James and Jeff, I don't know the first banjo joke. I missed them all. No, we're not going to. There's one about pizza. I mean, I know there's some about things, like a rowboat and a forest fire,
The
but
steel guitar player one.
don't know.
So you guys like steel guitar, right? You know, they play, and they got. So there's this steel guitar player. He was out on the road after every gig. He'd carefully take his picks off, put them in a box, label them, and have them shipped off to the next gig up the road. So after about 2-3 times of this happening, the guitar player was like, "What in the world are you doing? Why do you ship your picks off over the next gig every time?" "Well, if we ever had an accident and something happened, I didn't want anybody thinking I was a banjo player."
I remember that one now. Oh. I believe the air has changed on us.
Yeah, it's just acoustic music. So, okay, let's do this one. Do I find peace of mind? Yes, I do, 'cause I was born to be with you. Wondrously, love can't see. So I knew that I was born to be with you. By your side, satisfied through and through, 'cause I was born to be with you. Do I find peace of mind? Yes, I do, 'cause I was born to be with you. 'Cause I was born to be with you. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. So, part of, in addition to the wonderful and much appreciated greetings that we have received from Pop, from the city and the county and the state, there's a couple of more things. So, we want to share some of them.
You want me to read that one? Sure. Or do you want to read it?
No, I wondered whose glasses those were.
I have to put on my spectacles.
Well, maybe I'll borrow them later.
You have to do this. Most of you, if not all of you, know that and I've heard the story through the years that my dad joined the Bullsboro Bluegrass Band when my mother was 8 months pregnant with me. She was thrilled, I'm sure, in October of a certain year that I'm not going to mention right now. There's a lot of you in here that know exactly how old I am, so I'm not going to worry about it. But Donnie is in Missouri tonight, and Dad joined that band with Donnie again in 1973. And they made music together for a long time, but Donnie did send a letter to Dad here, and I'll read it. And I may have to paraphrase some of it. I think it'll be fairly obvious where those are. Congratulations, Mike. I'm sorry I couldn't be with you tonight as the city of Bowden honors you. It's very well deserved. Many years ago when we put together the Bullsboro Bluegrass Band with Johnny Jackson and Butch Adams, we had no idea that we'd be making music together for nearly 45 years. Many members came through the band over the years, but I have enjoyed making music with you for all of that time. Your material selections and arrangements of bluegrass, gospel, and even rock and roll songs have been fan favorites at our shows for years. Through time we had the opportunity to play on shows with Bill Monroe, Lester Flatt, Ralph Stanley, Jimmy Martin, Ricky Skaggs, and more. It was a fun ride. This is where I may have to start paraphrasing. There are many stories that I could tell when I think of our time together, and a couple come to my mind. Cosby, Tennessee, 1974. Well, Dad, you know the stories. You did not end up falling off the cliff, and the coon dogs did get home. We're going to leave that there. Donnie says we both know enough about each other to put one another away for a long time, so we'll leave 45 years worth of stories alone there. But Donnie says I'm proud to say that the long-standing allegation that the Steed and the Lee families are related are indeed true, and that Donnie is very proud to share two talented grandchildren with his best buddy, and you'll meet those grandchildren here shortly. Congratulations again, Mike. When I get home from Mizzou, I want to give you a big hug and a big kiss. Yours in bluegrass and brotherhood, Donnie A. Lee, my pa-in-law. Thank you.
I'll read one. Some more greetings. For the last 3 decades, I've gotten excited every time I have received a letter, a note, or even a text from Mike Steed. I know it will be something that will be read multiple times and that I will laugh every time. I have been all over the world and have never met anyone that loves and manipulates the English language like he does. Mike, to be honest, I'm a little surprised that Copeland Hall decided to name the stage after you. I would have bet on a closet or perhaps the bathroom.
And GW's already invited him to sign that, too.
Yeah. In all seriousness, congratulations on this honor. You are most deserving of this and much more. As always, I remain your loyal, barbecue-loving friend, Jeff Foxworthy.
Very cool.
So, there's more. Dad, I'm having a hard time with your guitar. You're going to have to come up here and tune it for me. This E string, did it always give you a hard time?
As they say in country, it's close enough for bluegrass.
It's pushing back on him. That guitar's been in one set of hands for 45 years. Well, how long it's been since 76? 43 years.
You want to just finish this part and we'll move on because we're transitioning into some other.
What would you like me to do? I will do whatever you would like for me to do,
I
brother.
would like for you to read that and then I'll
Okay.
read this. And,
Was that okay?
we have more greetings, Dad.
We're
He's
gonna do
checking
this.
his watch.
I don't know whether to have my feelings hurt or just go, yeah, well, it's Dad.
It's still daylight outside. I can see through the windows. So
All
we're
right.
all good.
Greetings, all. I guess the first time I saw and heard Mike Steed was at Burnt Village Campground in West Point, Georgia, 1983 or so. Bullsboro was part of a bluegrass festival that was going on there this weekend. A while back, I mentioned this to Zach, and he said he also remembered that day because he was wearing a Diet Coke hat.
I was.
He didn't drink Diet Coke until he was about 35, so I'm not real sure why he'd have been wearing a hat 40 years ago. I can barely remember my own phone number, much less what kind of hat I was wearing in 1983. But I've never forgotten that day, though, and it was a beautiful day of music and fellowship, and I have to think that it's that kind of day that has kept Mike Steed dedicated to music and fellowship all these years. In the past several years, my family has been privileged to become friends with Mike and his beautiful family. Have spent many, many precious hours making music and sharing memories together. That kind of thing is absolutely priceless. Mike is an intellectual. He has impeccable taste in music and art. He has enough stories about musicians to float a battleship. He's dedicated what I would guess are thousands of hours to bringing those musicians to West Georgia so others could experience it firsthand. He's passed all that on to his children, I believe. I'm honored to call them friends. Congratulations on this most appropriate and deserved honor you're receiving tonight. We love you, Mike. Charlie Starr from Blackberry Smoke.
And here's one more, and then we'll transition to other parts of the show.
We got to do one more song before we start
we
transitioning.
will. We
anything.
will. Mike, I wish I could be there in person for your dedication ceremony. I assure you my heart and spirit are completely present there with you tonight. No one deserves this more than you. You have definitely earned your own place of honor in the musical realm. I want to add my heartfelt gratitude for allowing me the great privilege and honor of sharing your stage also. It was a memorable experience, and I will always cherish as part of my own musical journey in my career. And I know that our presence there on that very spot was made possible through your effort. So on behalf of myself, the members of my band, the Tony Rice Unit, my wife Pam, my daughter India, we send our love and appreciation to you. Tony Rice. All right. We'll do one more and then we'll start switching it up a little bit. I'm going out on the highway and listen to the big trucks whine. I'm going out on the highway and listen to them big trucks whine. Oh, white Freightliner, won't you steal away my mind? Well, New Mexico ain't bad, Lord. People there, they treat you kind. Yeah, New Mexico ain't bad, Lord. People there, they treat you kind. Oh, white Freightliner, won't you steal away my mind? Well, New Mexico ain't bad, Lord. People there, they treat you kind. And it's bad news from Houston. Half of my friends there died. Oh, white Freightliner, won't you steal away my mind? Lordy, Lord, I'm gonna ramble till I get back to where I came. Lordy, Lord, I'm gonna ramble rumble till I get back to where I came. Oh, white Freightliner, won't you haul away my brain? Thank you very much. And this is the Steed brothers.
We, as GW mentioned earlier tonight, we had kept all of this a secret from Dad for
Months and months.
We recently decided, you know what, we need to tell him, because Dad might not have decided that he wanted to come, or he might have been upset with us if we didn't tell him. He's not much of a fan of surprises. And the one thing he said is, great, y'all are playing? I said, yes, sir. He said, good, the grandkids need to play too. And we're thrilled to have that happen. So 3 of his 12 grandchildren will be, there's a fun one, playing tonight. And I'm very proud of, as Dad would have said, my eldest child, in whom I'm well pleased. I ain't talking about you, I'm talking about Julianne. This is my daughter, Julianne Steed. Check the microphone, make sure it's acting right.
Hello.
It is.
You ready?
Ready.
When I cross over, I will shout and sing. I will know my Savior by the marks where the nails have been. By the mark where the nails have been. By the sign of His precious skin. I will know my Savior when I come to Him. By the mark where the nails have been. Amen of riches may claim a crown of jewels, but the King of heaven can be told from the Prince of Fools. By the mark where the nails have been, by the sign upon His precious skin.
His
I
precious
will
skin.
know my Savior when I come to Him.
Thank you, Bubba. Hey, put that down. Well, give it 2 seconds. Here we go. And there are a few songs that Zach will tell you we heard a lot of times growing up. And I'm fortunate that both of my kids started playing, and I don't know that I'm quite ready for it, but they're both better than me. And it's funny, I'll play something, or even if are you drinking my water without asking? Sorry? She's my daughter, I'll drink after. I'll play one thing, or they'll hear Pop play something, and all of a sudden they're doing it, and that's fun. But there's a couple of songs that we have heard a million times from Pop over the years, and this is one of them, and I'll welcome to the stage my very tall 13-year-old son, Jake Steed, whose #1 goal in life is to be taller than his daddy. And he's going to do it. But it's going to be a long time before he can whoop me, so I'm still feeling pretty confident. But Jake's going to start us off on one here in about 10 seconds, because I got to find my little cheat sheet here just so I can make sure I don't get crossed up, called the Deep River Blues. All these letters done got in my way. I'm going to put them right there. Ooh, nope, I just threw them off. There we go. Yep, all right, here we go. Get it, Jake. Yeah. Let it rain, let it pour, let it rain a whole lot more, boys. I got them deep river blue. Let the rain drive along, let the waves sweep along, boys. I got them deep river blue. My old gal's a good old pal. She looks like a waterfowl when I got them deep river blue. Ain't no one to cry for me, and the fish all go out on spree when I got them deep river blue. Give me back my old boat, I'm gonna sail her if she'll float, boys. I got them deep river blue. I'm going back to Muscle Shoals, times are better there, I'm told, 'cause I got them deep river blue. Let it rain, let it pour. Let the rain drive right on, let the waves sweep along, boys. I got them deep river blues. Come on back around here. We're gonna go deep to do this. No, we swapped those. We done that one, James. Done it. I hope Carol Wyndham's not out there. I know I saw my math teacher, but I didn't see my English teacher, so. Yeah, y'all can swap off. The first song that, once we learned this, Chip knows that's about all I used to know. I saw Chip Harris in the back there. Once we learned a chord or two, the first song any of us had to learn was the Wildwood Flower, which was a great Carter family song, and I think we'll all have a little turn with it right here. Kick it off there, Wichita. Those are the Steedlets. Thank you very much.
Good job, kids.
I think we're going to call the number one grandchild up here now, aren't we?
Yes, indeed. Please welcome Callie Steed to the stage. Our grown-up miracle. Let me see if I can make Pop's guitar be in tune.
I was just playing one of Pop's guitars, too. I forgot to mention that.
Can we?
Now, is it on? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. All right, so
What we got here? Oh, yeah.
we'll do, let's see. Yeah, we'll.
All I ever loved was you.
This next one is Pop's favorite that I do. So 2 more bottles of wine for Pop.
Well,
In a second.
Dueling first strings. See, you got all excited.
Yeah, sounds good.
Came out west together with a common desire. Fever we had might have set the West Coast on fire. Ain't gonna let it bother me today. I've been working and I'm too tired anyway. But it's alright, 'cause midnight I got 2 more bottles of wine. The way you left sure turned my head around. Seemed like overnight he just up and put me down. Ain't gonna let it bother me today. I've been working and I'm too tired anyway. But it's alright, 'cause it's midnight I got 2 more bottles of wine. I'm 1,600 miles from the people I know. I've been doing all I can, but opportunity sure comes slow. I wanna be in the sun all day, but I'm sweeping out a warehouse in West LA. But it's alright, 'cause it's midnight and I got 2 more bottles of wine. I'm 1,600 miles from the people I know. I've been doing all I can, but opportunity sure comes slow. Wanna be in the sun all day, but I'm sweeping out a warehouse in West LA. But it's alright, 'cause it's midnight and I got 2 more bottles of wine. It's alright, 'cause it's midnight and I got 2 more bottles of wine.
Thank you.
All right. Is Johnny Jackson in the audience by chance? I've heard he might be here. This is an old staple in the original Bullsboro lineup.
Do you want me to do his, if we hadn't run out of rocks part?
No. Not while
can.
this precious child is singing.
We hadn't run out of rocks.
Here's one called The Legend of the Rebel Soldier.
In a dreary Yankee prison, where a rebel soldier lay, by his side there stood a preacher, ere his soul should pass away. And he faintly whispered parson as he clutched him by the hand. Oh, parson, tell me quickly, will my soul pass through the Southland? Will my soul pass through the Southland to my home
Will you make her understand? Oh, parson, tell me quickly, will my soul pass through the Southland? With his soul pure as a lily and his body sanctified in that dreary, achy prison, the brave rebel soldier died. Then the parson looked up to heaven and in blessing raised his hand. Father, grant this soldier's wishes. May his soul pass through the Southland.
That is my firstborn, and whom I'm well pleased. Callie Steed. Jeff Parker. Now we'd like to call up a long, old, well, we're not old, but he had 2 or 3 stints in the Bullsboro Band, and we played many gigs together. Mr. Jeff Partridge.
Probably 15 years together,
He's another brother,
at least.
for sure.
From another mother. Sisters from other misters.
So we wanted to do a few with Jeff, and again,
I don't know what we're playing. What are we doing?
we're doing Walking the Dog. What we're doing is, this is really, it's a Mike Steed tribute show, but it's also a Bullsboro tribute show because we all played in that band so long.
Hey, Zach.
Yeah.
Am I the only female member of Bullsboro ever?
As far as I know, you're the only female that was really a member. There might have been some that thought they were. No, I'm teasing. Yes, Jane, you're the only one. Jane Baxter.
Member.
I feel honored, though, because I grew up with Bullsboro, right?
I was hoping that Dr. Reed and Johnny and Phyllis would be here. Phyllis used to sing Rocky Top with them at least once a show.
All right. Well,
But we ain't
here's
doing
Jeff
Rocky
Partridge
Top
to
'cause
do
she
one
ain't
called Walking the Dog.
I'm walking the dog and I'm rather blue. I'm walking the dog, ain't thinking about you. Don't need no one to tie me down. I'm walking the dog all around this town. Such an easy life I never knew until the day that I left you. I'm carefree now that I've seen the light. I'm walking the dog all day and all night. I'm full of pep, a load I can't roll. I got a one-track mind, so I've been told. I'm a fancy free, don't worry no how. I'm a walking the dog, all the law will allow. Such an easy life I never knew until the day that I left you. I'm carefree now that I've seen the light. I'm walking the dog all day and all night. Such an easy life I never knew until the day that I left you. I'm carefree now that I've seen the light. I'm walking the dog all day and all night. I'm walking the dog all day and all night.
And here's Jeff to do another of his hits.
Both of them.
Yeah, all two of them.
I was troubled in my mind and had reached my darkest time, when my light and my spirit were low. I walked out on a span of a bridge made by man, looking down at the water so cold. I stood shivering there on the edge of despair, knowing well I was going to fall. With the end drawing near, I had no mortal fear, for I had never known him at all. But God sent an angel that only my eyes could see. He was dressed all in white and surrounded by light. Oh, thank God for the love shown to me. For the rest of my days, God will show me the way, since His messenger entered my life. I'm a part of His plan for salvation of man, as I walk in the circle of life. Evermore will I doubt what my life's all about, and no more will I suffer despair. I've got proof He's alive, for He let me survive, and I know He has a home there for me. But God sent an angel that only my eyes can see. He was dressed all in white and surrounded by light. Oh, thank God for the love shown to me. He was dressed all in white and surrounded by light. Oh, thank God for the love shown to me.
Thank you. Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah. love to have Mr. Mike up here singing bass on that song with me tonight. So
Well, in a few weeks he'll be
you better
ready
believe
to
it,
do
and
it.
I look forward to that.
Yeah, that's right. We're waiting.
That song came up in a borrowed Bluebird Wonder Lodge bus in Boonville, Mississippi. Was where the first time we
There
did
was
that song.
spewing transmission fluid all over the inside of that thing. That was the
Last time we ever borrowed a bus and tried to act like somebody we weren't, I can tell you that. We acted like we were supposed to be there.
We had to have a hose fabricated
In the
middle
rain.
of the night.
In the rain on a Saturday night or Sunday
what
morning.
adventures we had. Here's an old Bullsboro mainstay that Dad arranged called Our Love is Like, or what is it? Your Love is like a Flower. You give me sunshine when it's cloudy. Send me letters when we're apart. Let me love you, let our love be with all our might. Yes, our love is like a flower, like the cool soft morning dew, like the softness of the moonlight in the summer, just me and you. You send me roses in the winter, you send me kisses in return. But when the time comes to be together, let the flame of our love burn. Yes, our love is like a flower, like the cool soft morning dew, like the softness of the moonlight in the summer, just me and you. So let us hold our loves forever, 'cause forever never ends. Let me love you, let our love be with all our heart and all our mind. Yes, our love is like a flower, like the cool soft morning dew, like the softness of the moonlight in the summer, just me and you. Like the softness of the moonlight in the summer, just me and you. We're doing that for you, Dad and Cheryl. I mean, we're doing them all for you, but that one in particular.
Well, this is one often requested by Dad. This is one of those when we go, hey, we got a gig coming up. And he goes, well, I hope y'all will do all the way to Texas.
He rode all the way to Texas on an old freight train. He didn't miss the girl he left behind. And he rode all the way to Texas, didn't shed a tear. He's letting you know he's the moving kind. Well, the light shines from my window, I just can't sleep no more. Oh Lord, it hurts so much to be alone. But the real men never do admit that it's them that might be wrong. At least that's what he told me in his song. And he rode all the way to Texas on an old freight train. He didn't miss the girl he left behind. And he rode all the way to Texas, didn't shed a tear. He's letting you know he's the moving kind. Well, the freedom that he sings about, I guess I'll never know. I just can't shake the guilt or kill the pain. But it helps to ride when the lights turn low. I get on board the radio and take a ride out to Texas on his train. And he rode all the way to Texas on an old freight train. He didn't miss the girl he left behind. And he rode all the way to Texas, didn't shed a tear. He's letting you know he's the moving kind. Yes, he's letting you know he's the moving kind.
Thank you, Jeff.
Jeff Partridge.
And nice job, Zach. Zach's the balladeer of the band.
Well,
That's a good tune.
it is a good tune. Now we'd like to ask Jeff Barr, Bullsboro alum, Jeff Barr in the house, and Todd Freeman, another Bullsboro alum, with us tonight. And we're delighted to have them both here. I'm telling you, I couldn't begin to tell you how much fun we've all had, all of us have had playing music together. And certainly it was given to us by, with great influence by Pop, on all of us. So. Yeah. So,
Oh, yeah. I put it in my shirt pocket.
Yeah.
I couldn't find it.
so I'm going to step back and let Todd jump up here and let these guys do some songs. Where are you going to be at, bro? Right there. Yep. You jump on in there.
Hello, Brother Mike. The first time that I think I ever saw you, you had a little black Greek fisherman's cap on. And
I tried to find one that and wear it. I moved.
I have enjoyed playing and singing with you, my friend.
Yes.
And this is the one we always tell Jeff. I said, don't let your shirt tail hit your back, son. Called I Know What It Means to Be Lonesome. Yeah, I know what it means to be lonesome, and I know what it means to be blue, and I know what it means to be lonesome in dreams, and there is someone there with you. Well, my baby, she left me this morning as the clock was striking 4. Sweet smiling face of my darling, I won't ever see her no more. Yeah, I know what it means to be lonesome, and I know what it means to be blue, and I know what it means to be lonesome in dreams, and there is someone there with you. parted. No one knows what I've been through, but I give all I own to have you back home. I'm lonesome to love some with you. Yeah, I know what it means to be lonesome, and I know what it means to be blue, and I know what it means to be lonesome in dreams, and there is someone there with you. And I know what it means to be blue, and I know what it means to be lonesome in dreams, and there is one there with you.
Todd, the horn friend.
I knew he would wake everybody up after that all the way to Texas.
Silver Wings.
That last verse was all done with one breath. He says, I'm not sure about that.
He had plenty more in the tank, I promise.
I've always been a big Merle Haggard fan, and I know you have too, Mike. And this is a tune that when mine and Jeff's stint with Bullsboro, I think we did that several times, and Zach sings and David both sing some great harmony on it. It's one called Silver Wings. Silver wings shining in the sunlight, roaring engine, headed somewhere in flight. They're taking you away and leaving me lonely. Silver wings slowly fading out of sight. Don't leave me, I cried. Don't take that airplane flight. Lock me out of your mind and leave me standing here behind. Silver wings shining in the sunlight, roaring engine, headed somewhere in flight. They're taking you away and leaving me lonely. Silver wings slowly fading out of sight. Don't leave me, I cried. Don't take that airplane flight and lock me out of your mind and leave me standing here behind. Silver wings shining in the sunlight, roaring engine, headed somewhere in flight. They're taking you away and leaving me lonely. sight, slowly fading out of sight, slowly fading out of sight.
Thank you.
All right, we got time for how many more?
Well, I guess they're here and there's cake afterwards, so we can play as long as we do. Ain't nobody leaving before they get cake.
We got about 2 or 3 more for you. And
I think
again,
4 is on the list, unless we're going to cut
something like that. And we thank everybody again for being here with us. This is obviously a big night for us, and just grateful to you all to take your Saturday evening and share it with us. So thank you for being here.
This is a song that I don't know if it's in tune. I don't care anymore. This is a song that Dad arranged, and I thought until Wednesday that Vern Gostin called my daddy or wrote him a letter and asked him to use his arrangement of the song. And I was talking about, well, when do you tell the Vern Gostin story? And Zach said, well, it was all a lie. And I found out, and I hadn't even told you this. I don't know if you know this. My beautiful wife is right here, Lisa. Donnie, right? His band partner for 43 years and best friend of my father-in-law. And another member of the band, I'm not sure who it was at the time. It may have been Jeff Partridge, I'm not sure. Decided it would be funny to go buy that album that Vern Gostin recorded this song and write a letter, allegedly from Vern, and send it to, I mean, it was premeditated. It went
Autographed pictures.
Autographed a 8x10 glossy picture of Vern Gostin and sent it to Dad in the mail. And he said, Vern used my arrangement of this song, and all I got was an 8x10. And I don't know how long he knew, how long it was before he found out, but I found out Wednesday. And I've been telling that story for 30 years. Vern Gostin wrote my daddy a letter. I mean, most of y'all that are
David will
grew up with Vern. He didn't.
I think that album's up at Pop's house. If you want it, you can probably take it.
I don't even want it now. I wouldn't listen to it now. It was tainted.
Well, here's the song off of that album. The
Baby, oh baby, tell the man at the ticket stand that you changed your mind. Let me run out and tell the cab to keep his meter flying. If you say goodbye to me, baby, gonna break my mind. Break my mind, break my mind. You know I just can't stand to hear those big jet engines whine. Break my mind, break my mind. Oh, if you leave, you're gonna leave a babbling fool behind. Baby, oh baby, let me pull that suitcase off of those scales in time. Tell a man that you suddenly developed a thing about flying. 'Cause if you say goodbye to me, baby, gonna break my mind. Break my mind, break my mind. You know I just can't stand to hear those big jet engines whine. Break my mind, break my mind. Oh, if you leave, you're gonna leave a babbling fool behind. 'Cause if you say goodbye to me, baby, gonna break my mind.
All right.
I always said I was going to play banjo if we ever did that on stage, but then I had to sing it, and I knew I couldn't do that banjo roll. I couldn't have done it. I couldn't have done it and sang at the same time. It wouldn't happen.
And of course, our father despised Jimmy Martin pretty much. He came around in later years to appreciate him. But we always did some Jimmy Martin tunes anyway, because you got to if you're playing bluegrass. And this is one that really shows off our banjo player here, Mr. Jeff Barr. I'll tell just a quick little story about Jeff. I started playing with Jeff. He's the first person outside of the family that I ever played music with. I think I was probably about 12 or 13, and he was probably about 12 or 13 or 14 or something. And I always remember, at least on one occasion, he came from his house to my house, which was some miles, quite a few
About
miles.
10 probably.
On a moped with a banjo strapped to a moped, and you had never seen anything like
Pedals and all.
like that.
Tell about them pipes on the toe.
Yeah. So we spent a lot of time picking together when we were kids before he went off and moved to Maggie Valley and did an apprenticeship with Raymond Fairchild and really got good. But that's how far we go back. So here's one that we love to do just because we like to listen to him play the banjo on it. So it's called The Ocean of Diamonds.
Let's try it again.
No, that's good. That's fine. It'll be fine.
We turned it around. There you go. Get it.
Some people drink champagne out under the stars, while others drink wine leaning over bars. All that I need, dear, to make me feel fine is to know that your love will forever be mine. I give an ocean of diamonds, the world filled with flowers, to hold you closely for just a few hours. Hear you whisper softly that you love me too. Would change all the dark clouds to the bluest of blue. Well, I don't drink their champagne and I don't drink their wine. So if you refuse me, my poor heart will pine. I'll be so lonely till the day that I die. And as long as I live here, you can still hear me cry. I give an ocean of diamonds, a world filled with flowers, to hold you closely for just a few hours. Hear you whisper softly that you love me too. Would change all the dark clouds to the bluest of blue. Would change all the dark clouds to the bluest of blue.
And we ended that great. We ended that song, boy. Woo! That was nice. Another thing that Dad generally would request when we got to play with you do. I'm not sure who's got what else. Oh, I got tenor. We decided that after we started that last song was for Jeff Barr to do some of this nasty Earl Scruggs banjo picks on the guitar. And Pop's the bass singer, and his voice wouldn't let him do this tonight, so I recruited my youngest son, whom you met earlier, who not only speaks lower than me, can sing much lower than I can. And so we got Jake to come up and sing a little bass and help out with anything else that needs to do.
Get it, son. Let the church roll on.
Oh, my Lord.
Let the church roll on.
Oh, my Lord.
Let the church roll on. Oh, my Lord. Let the church roll on. There's a deacon in the church.
Oh, my Lord.
And he won't do right.
Oh, my Lord.
What shall we do?
Turn him out, kick him out, and let the church roll on.
Let the church roll on.
Oh, my Lord.
Let the church roll on.
Oh, my Lord.
Let the church roll on.
Oh, my Lord.
Let the church roll on. There's women in the church.
Oh, my Lord.
Got paint on their face.
Oh, my Lord.
What shall we do?
Take some water, wash it off, and let the church roll on.
Let the church roll on.
Oh, my Lord.
Let the church roll on.
Oh, my Lord.
Let the church roll on.
Oh, my Lord.
Let the church roll on. There's a drunkard in the church.
Oh, my Lord.
And he won't do right.
Oh, my Lord.
What shall we do?
Take his liquor, pour it out, and let the church roll on.
Let the church roll on.
Oh, my Lord.
Let the church roll on.
Oh, my Lord.
Let the church roll on.
Oh, my Lord. Let the church roll on.
Let the church roll on.
Oh, my Lord.
Let the church roll on.
Oh, my Lord.
Let the church roll on.
Oh, my Lord.
Let the church roll on. Thank y'all. Thank you very much. Now we need to get everybody back out here. We're going to do one more for you. Thank y'all.
Get the whole group back out. Come up.
Come on,
Sis.
Caroline.
Caroline, Julianne. This is another one that Dad arranged.
I'm not sure how we're going to get into it, but
we're going to get into it the way we get into it.
Yeah. Maybe just
you need a guitar?
Nah, that's all right. There's enough guitar.
And once we get to the fast part, it's when everybody else will come in. How about that?
How about that?
Who's going to kick it off?
We're gonna do the way we practiced it the other night.
Yeah, but we didn't have anybody with us.
That worked. Well, hey, we'll
Three of us have practiced this together.
Well, this is.
And
we'll
Jeff
follow
Partridge,
you.
you're singing on it, and you don't even know what it is yet.
Yeah, well, we hadn't all been together like this until just now. So here we
You're
go.
singing baritone.
You're singing baritone.
Jane's singing.
You'll hear it. You'll hear it. You're such a.
Okay, so here's one called "Good Night, Irene." Get the Chico in here. Here we go. Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll kiss you in my dreams. Y'all can sing along, clap your hands. Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll kiss you in my dreams. Now me and Irene got married me and my wife settled down. Now me and my wife are parted. I'm gonna take another stroll downtown. Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll kiss you in my dreams. Pick James. Sometimes I live in the country, sometimes I live in the town, sometimes I take a notion to jump in the river and drown. Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll kiss you in my dreams. Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dreams. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll kiss you in my dreams. Thank you all.
Thank you, folks.
Thanks for being here. Thank you, Pop, for everything.
Thank you.
And we'll see you for a reception in the lobby. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it.
Y'all have a great night. Thank you for coming.